Let's talk about political fundraising. We've been looking at polling, but we have not been looking at fundraising. The second quarter just ended. The second quarter is April, May, and June, and we have some very interesting new fundraising data. I do not yet have Joe Biden's fundraising data for the second quarter. When I have it, I will tell you what it is. But Donald Trump's fundraising has exploded significantly in Q2, assuming, of course, that the Trump campaign is being honest in their reporting. Trump pulled in, per Politico, more than $35 million in the second quarter. That is nearly double what Trump raised in Q1 and suggests, Politico writes, that the indictments are helping with fundraising. And the article goes into detail. In Q1, Trump raised just under $19 million. In Q2, Trump raised more than $35 million. Important to note, the Joint Fundraising Committee is split between Trump's official campaign and his leadership PAC, Save America. At least in theory, the Save America PAC is meant to raise money for people that Trump endorses or supports. The official did not break down how much of that $35 million went to Trump versus the PAC, but the most recent fundraising solicitations direct 90% of each donation to Trump's campaign and 10% to the Save America PAC. The PAC, by the way, also lately is focusing spending on non-campaign activity like paying for Trump's legal bills. So there are a few different things to talk about here. First and foremost, the average donation was $34.20. We have people who can only afford to give about $30 paying for a billionaire's legal fees, a billionaire who has a private jet. They are sending money to a guy with a private plane for his legal fees because of all of the crimes he allegedly committed. And all they can really do is $30 because statistically, they can't meet an unexpected $400 expense that they might be presented with. That's insane. That is insane. And grift after grift, I hate to do this sort of like caveat emptor, a fool and their money are soon parted. We can't have a nanny state protecting these people. Like I don't want to go in that direction. But after the grift of 2016, where Trump raised money, despite saying, I don't really need any money, I'm rich enough to run on my own, with all of these promises that he didn't meet. And then he ran again in 2020 saying, I'm making the same promises all over again, even though I didn't meet them in the first campaign. This time I will, and people donate. And then Trump loses. And then Trump says, hey, now I need your money in order to overturn elections and do forensic audits where we're going to look ballot by ballot for bamboo fibers or barbecue sauce or whatever the case they were looking for. And also for filing lawsuits. And then half of that, 70% of that, went to paying Trump's campaign bills. Grift after grift after grift. And now he's doing it again, and they're still donating money for legal fees. At this point, I don't think there's anyone who can protect these people. And probably we shouldn't even continue trying. I want to hear from you on that question. Should these folks who continue to donate money to the obvious grift, should we even care at this point? Or at some point, is it a matter of personal responsibility, like Republicans love to say, and they need to be parted with their money if they are going to fall for it again? Let me know what you think. We are going to keep an eye on the Biden fundraising numbers. Also, as far as fundraising, this is a very interesting report from Axios from yesterday called Democrats Amass Early War Chest for Brutal 2024 Senate Map. The 2024 Senate map is not a great map for Democrats. Remember that with 100 senators in the Senate, every 2 years, a third of them are up for re-election. The terms are 6 years long, but these are sort of overlapping classes in the Senate. The third of the Senate that happens to be up for re-election in 2024 is not particularly good for Democrats. What is very interesting is that a number of prominent Democrats are doing really well in terms of fundraising. Senator Bob Casey in Pennsylvania has raised more than $4 million. That's his best fundraising quarter ever. Senator Tammy Baldwin from Wisconsin, first openly LGBT woman in the Senate, raised over $3 million. That is also a record high. Adam Schiff broke the record for second quarter Senate fundraising. Remember, he's a member of Congress, but he's running for Dianne Feinstein's seat, which he will be vacating. These are stunning, stunning, stunning numbers. But there are many Republicans who are doing well as well. In Nevada, retired U.S. Army Captain Sam Brown is likely to launch a Senate campaign against the Democrat there. And that potentially is going to do well in terms of fundraising. There are Republicans who have the potential with major Republican Senate campaign support to also do well. But the encouraging sign here is it right now, if we want a proxy to enthusiasm for 2024, we would look at fundraising. I don't have the Biden Q2 numbers, but I do have some Senate Q2 numbers, and they look very good, particularly considering that it's July of the year before the election. Hope is not lost, and the Senate could end up being okay in 2024. That's where we'll leave it. We'll take a quick break. After this, I am going to talk about Threads, the new Twitter competitor. We're going to talk about so many different things. Glad you're with us today. Are you tired of getting crushed in the market or the volatility? There is some good news, which is that Treasury yields are surging. You can now get a whopping 5% yield on Treasury bills. That is higher than any high yield savings account that I have seen. But buying U.S. Treasuries can be a complicated process, at least it used to be. That's where our sponsor, Public.com, comes in. With Public, you can buy Treasury bills in seconds right from your phone. Couldn't be easier. Plus, Public will even automatically roll over your investments at maturity. So you have one less thing to think about. Take another thing off your plate. Treasury bills are government-backed securities, considered one of the safest investments out there. And when you buy them through Public, they are securely stored at the Bank of New York Mellon, which is the largest custodian bank in the world. No minimum hold periods, no settlement delays. You have full access to your funds whenever you need them. Put your cash to work. Earn that 5% yield by going to public.com/Pacman. Don't miss the opportunity. The link is down below.